Okay, what's up, Dragon Brood? We're going to talk about cycling. I look at sets when they come out, and there's always like different mechanics. And I've lately been trying to build around certain cards, and then I built a couple of decks kind of dabbling with companions. But then I realized I really hadn't done anything with cycling. So I spent some time earlier today putting some lists together. We'll see how good they are. But I think we may have at least found something playable that's pretty cool. So if you want something a little bit different that uses cycling, maybe I have something for you. But before I show it to you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. And actually, one more thing. You may want to hang out till the end of the video as well, so I can kind of give my input on after we play the games, what changes I think we should make to the list or not. Okay, now before we get too far in, I want to say I started out with this list just being red-white. But then I started messing around with it, and Boros wasn't quite enough. And I added in just a little bit of blue, because it made sense. I found some cards like Improbable Alliance and Shark Typhoon. We're just playing one of to try it out. I have no idea if it's any good in here. Probably not, but it cycles, so it's a one of. It's probably going to be the first thing at the end of the video we talk about replacing. But at least wanted one just to sample how it does. But let's go down the list. We're playing 4 Flourishing Foxes. 2 reasons. One, it actually is a reasonable card and it grows pretty fast in this deck, but it's also a cycler for 1, and that's pretty big. We're playing 4 Fight as 1s. I'm not sure on the number on this. I started with 2, then I played 4, then I played 3, then I was back at 4. And I think 4 is probably where we want to be. It just lets you protect cards in too many situations. It lets you win combat situations. It also lets you prevent sweepers from taking you out. And we do have enough humans and non-humans that we can sometimes get use out of both sides. Then we have Draneth Healer. I will admit I'm not a huge fan of this card for the actual life gain, but it is a 2/2 for 2, which sometimes against even just the sacrifice decks or the mono red decks is okay, and the life is a bonus, but it again also cycles for 1, which that's a huge thing. Previous decks in the history of Magic that cycled had to cycle for 2 plus, unless we cycled lands that cycled for 1 colored mana. This is the first time we've had cards that cycle for 1 colorless, and that's a big deal. Valiant Rescuer, we're playing these 4 full sets, and it's 3/1, lets you get 1/1s, and there are a lot of times we will win just because we get the extra 1/1s. Drana Stinger, this card in practice isn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it is a 2/2 for 2. It can be damaged, but again, it's another 1 mana cycler. Playing 3 Scorching Dragonfire, not super excited about this because I wanted to play more cards that cycled in some way, but this is just a good card, lets us eliminate things, it lets us target the planeswalkers, so we got to give it a shot. 4 Improbable Alliance, this card is just good. When you get to where you're cycling, especially on a turn where you have 2 or 3 1 mana cyclers, you can get all the other benefits your cards give you, plus you're getting the extra fairies, and it's something you can do once the board gets swept to keep putting creatures on the table. So it gives you that kind of, I wouldn't say inevitability, but it gives you a little more reach that you wouldn't have otherwise. Splendor Mare. This card's kind of goofy, but the lifelink token has mattered a couple times, and it's a 3/3 and it lifelinks itself, so that's not too bad. It fills a couple slots, and it too is a cycler for 2 mana. Glint Horn Buccaneer. Now this isn't a cycler, and it doesn't directly care about cycling. However, it has haste, and it does do damage every time you cycle a card, so that's kind of a bonus, and that's really useful. Plus, whenever you get dead cards late in the game, you can attack with it, discard a card, draw, and maybe find some cyclers that way. Playing 4 Reptilian Reflection, this card is surprisingly good. I mean, it's hard to remove, it's hasty, so the turn you play it, if you have 4 mana, you can go ahead and spend one of the 1 mana cyclers, replace a card in your hand, possibly get another effect if something's on the table already, and then still attack with the 5/4. So really digging that. 1 Unpredictable Cyclone. Haven't gotten this in play yet, but I have an idea that if we do, it's kind of cool, but we'll just see. But it does cycle for 2. Shark Typhoon. We don't have a ton of non-creature spells, but it does cycle, make us a creature. So we're going to give it a go and see what happens. The lands, we kind of just went generic. So 3 plains, 3 mountains, 4 each of all the proper shock lands and the triome. So we'll just see what that does. We do have a sideboard though. We're playing 3 red cap melee, 4 Graph Digger's Cage, 3 Devout Decree, 2 Dovin's Veto, and 3 Justice Strike. So we'll see. I don't know if those are good enough or not. We're going to be playing some best of ones here. So we won't be utilizing the sideboard, but I do have that there as something we can talk about at the end of the video. But let's go get into some games. All right, playing against Rins. I do like it when people get simplistic names because I kind of wonder what they had to do to get that. Don't really know how this is going to work out. Our hand's a little weird. We're probably going to keep this because we're going first and we're going to have a tap land, so it's probably not awful. And we do already have double red access, so we can play Glinthorn if we pick up another mana. We are playing against Garuda, so we're going to have to go fast. That's the only way I can describe that. But let's see what happens. I mean, we're at least going to get to attack with the 3-1. And usually they're playing mana creatures they don't want to block with, so that's a little bit of a benefit. If we can get the Glinthorn in on the next turn and then maybe double down on some cycling, maybe we can make enough happen. Don't really know yet. Man, talking about rough. Bringing Garuda into the unranked best of 1 queue. But, you know, everybody's got their thing, I guess. Let's see how this works out. Alright, there's a Charming Prince. Okay, well, that's not awful for us. We may end up having to change plans and play the Drana Stinger just so we can attack and use... Man, that's going to leave us without a cycler for the Glinthorn, but... Let's see if we attack if they'll offer up a trade. Okay. Not the way we wanted to use this. They're definitely playing a different style of Garuda than we were expecting. We'll go ahead and run the Stinger out there because we have to do what we can to try to keep pressure. Unfortunately, these are both humans, so we don't get the double use out of the fight as one. However, if we play this next turn, we can. Though, realistically, we would prefer a cycler. Well, that is a cycler deck. You got me there. We're going to play this. Not going to get any real benefits, but we're going to go ahead and pass. This does allow us to protect 2 creatures in the event they have some type of cycler here. Spot removal. I mean cycler. Sweeper, sorry. I'm thinking about cycling Friday. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and save. Phone's at 16. I think we want more creatures here, so let's get both sides. Let's save the ones that just hit hard. That might work out. Let's see. So if we play Improbable Alliance, then we could cycle the Splendor Mare. Do we get a benefit of doing that now? Probably not, but we do get a token out of the deal. Man, this is a tough one. I feel like it might be worth waiting. Life gain could matter. Alright, we're gonna pass. Feels a little weak, but if they have another sweeper, I feel like we gotta give ourselves a chance. I don't want to like straddle ourselves in a bad situation. But we'll likely cycle Splendor Mare here, then leave ourselves mana up with Dranath Healer. Oh, Meluchronos. Alright. That's a thing to know. Okay, opponent. Well, they didn't play a land. Oh, there it is. Spoke too soon. We'll go ahead and put it on there, I guess. Oh, a fight is one. Oh, man. Oh, we don't have the mana for the unpredictable cyclone. Oh, that could have been so good. They could have been so good. Well, it doesn't matter. We're in a situation where they're going to play Ruta next turn. So we just got to get as much damage in as we can, or at least set up the following turn, I think is the big deal here. So let's do that. All right. So the other thing is, too, if we pump these, we can make Pelucrano small enough that he can't really do any real harm to us. So let's cycle this. Excellent. Let's cycle this. I mean, the good news is when we're cycling, we're replacing cards, so we're giving ourselves other options. And then both of these. Alright, now it's just what happens here. I mean, we do have at least one flyer in the air, and we can get 2 damage off of this. So technically, we have lethal, or access to lethal right now. And Pelucranos can't really kill the Glinthorn Buccaneer. So we're in the clear as far as that goes. Alright, opponent's at 1. Okay, so we just need Glinthorn. Opponent's just dead. Actually, opponent's dead a few ways. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Yep, we'll just... Yeah, I was gonna say, cycle this, and then game's over. Alright. Well, that worked out. Okay, well, that was a good win on that last one against Garuda. This doesn't look as promising. Opponent gets to go first here. What are we going to do? And they're playing Umari. That could be bad for us. Mulligan. I've seen some artifact decks that are playing Umari, so I don't know what this is going to end up being. But let's find out. I think we'd like an untapped blue land would be most excellent. Oh no. That's not our favorite thing. Alright, well, we'll see what happens here. The mana, unfortunately, is going to get us this time. Really need it. Yeah, those triomes are really trying their hardest here. Alright, so I think our plan is just play this. And hopefully they live long enough to turn into something. And I really want to get this Improbable Alliance down, but I don't think we're going to get there. Now the opponent has access to 5 mana things next turn. I'd be lying if I said that wasn't scary. Yeah, sadly, I think we just have to pass. This hand really didn't do much this time. We're kind of just getting beat up on, I think. Here comes Garuda. Just play all the companions. I mean, the good news is they won't be playing like Casualties of War or anything, because obviously they've chosen Creature as the card type for Mori. But what do we do from here? Alright, Graces. I don't think we're going to do much with the full power Graces. We just had it. Sure. Unfortunately, without a sideboard, this might hurt quite a bit. Alright, we're going to put the counter on the Flourishing Fox. Mostly because it's not as fragile on the back end. Man, why didn't we draw one of the 1-mana cyclers? That's what we really needed here. I mean, playing Improbable Alliance doesn't do too much here, really. pass and hope we can eke our way out of this somehow. Between some Glinthorn damage and maybe a big fox at some point. Not really sure. We're like making this up as we go along to try to formulate a plan that can do anything. Oh, each opponent discards. Alright. As much as I hate it. Oh, that's weird. Why did it hit the opponent? What was that, I think? Oh, it's because we're discarding to the Glinthorn. Never mind. That's a cute interaction. Oh, that's going to be way too slow. That could have been cool. Dang it. Alright, well. Got a cycle. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, we're dead. That thing having lifelink and stuff, we weren't gonna get there. Dang it! Dang it, dang it, dang it. Okay, so, look at Tovi. Hopefully we'll get to go first. Opponent goes first. That's not good for us. However, though, this hand might still be kind of playable here. I'm not gonna knock it too quick. Oh no. Random lifelink deck. This is probably bad. Yep, that's exactly what this is. Well, the good news is we at least get to kill a prize mate. It's not really what I'd like to do here, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. At least we have an out. So I feel like maybe I should have cycled something there. Try to give ourselves a shot at getting a land. Because we were going to need both the Drana Stingers, really. That's not how the situation's playing out, really, at this stage. That's expected to be an Ikoria deck. No surprise. This is in tap. Fortunately, doesn't help our situation. Man, it's as it is, we may not actually be able to play these Triomes. But we'll see. Not going to completely downplay them just yet. We're going to play Oblivion Ring on our Drana Stinger. Oh, Prison Realm. Same difference. Though that one does let him scry. Oh, they left on top. Must be a healer deck. Alrighty then. Let's put this in. At least make a reasonable block here. Let's see what we can do. Like, the good news is now we can get to where we Improbable Alliance. We can start cycling these, getting some. Aw, boo. Is that what we left up there? Okay. What's that? Never another creature. Alright, we can work on that. I think the plan here is we're probably best served just passing. And then we'll cycle into the problem is just what do we cycle with, I think is the trick here. I think though we should cycle the Stinger, seeing as where we're at life-wise. It's going to take us a while to get there for the opponent. Alright, we're going to cycle the Stinger. We'll turn that into a 5/5. We will block, I guess, the 2/2? Because blocking Paxos doesn't do anything here. And if we're slowly eliminating mana symbols from the table, we ruin Paxos' devotion a little bit. Alright. And we do get a chance to get some life back here. We would like a, well, I was gonna say we would like a land, but not necessarily like that. Man, does this just take our whole hand? Alright, because we get this, we can now block. And we have a chance to turn that larger. We can double block and protect our creatures. Could also get Improbable Alliance on the board. 2, 4, 5, 6. No, it's only 5 now. We wouldn't be able to do that anyway. So let's play this, because we're in a pretty bad spot life-wise. And then I think we play the Fox. And then we're going to have to hope to draw a cycler, I think, is what we're going to be doing. Is just where life's going to put us, I think. Actually, truth be told, I don't even know if we're going to play the Improbable Alliance here. I don't think we can afford to take the 2. Well, no. Dang it. Take 4. I'm trying to, like, what's the worst thing they could do? They could draw a Heliod and pump something. It's not really the end of the world. Alright, we're going to do it. Set ourselves up at least. Give ourselves a shot. That's all we can do. I mean, we've got 20 things that cycle or whatever in this list. We got to draw something. If they just draw a land, then we're great. Good news is everything they have is small right now, so we're not taking any serious damage. We can afford that for now. All right, we're gonna go to 5. If the opponent has another removal, it's probably gonna target the alliance. Oh, just another back. There's no thing. That's fine. That's not what we wanted. That's not what we wanted at all. However, if we get to a situation where we utilize it, that'd be awesome. I almost held on to this Flourishing Fox. Now I'm sad I didn't. That would have been a great opportunity. I feel like we could safely go to 3 here. Okay, there's a Healer's Hawk. Good news is that'll just run into some fairies in a little while. We just have to end up not at like 2 so we don't die to it. I think we just want to save these. I mean, it's not the best use to fight as one, but we're at such low life, we're desperately needing to draw a cycler here. Now, if we do draw a cycler, it's game on. Especially if we can draw multiples. And we'll get some life. So this is kind of mission critical turn. And the opponent's empty-handed, so we're going to get our chance to do some things. Alright, so we found a cycle, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and get to work. Lots of creatures. We're going to put this on the Fox, because the Fox is going to get bigger. And this is where we can finally start turning things around. Hopefully we'll draw into another cycling card. That'd be the real goal. A land is not so much a cycling card deck. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and attack with this. It isn't really doing anything to it. Alright, so we got ourselves some breathing room. I don't think, I mean, if they have Unbreakable formation, we would take 3, 4, 5. So I think we're okay. We do have enough mana now that if we get hard up, we can just draw and discard to get 2 more fairy tokens. So that's a thing. Yeah, we're going to toss one of these fairies in the way. have no reason to take excess damage right now. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to draw and discard, I think. Because this land doesn't do anything for us, really. Alright, we'll discard that. We'll hold on to this Triome, because that does a lot for us next turn. Because now we're going to talk about, we'll have a Fox that's a 3/3, and now it could start blocking Daxos and gain life. We'll have Fairies to start punching past the Healer's Hawk. We can turn this into a 5-power thing we can attack with. Like, this one cycler, this is what we've been waiting on. This cycling card is huge. And the good news is, the white decks don't have anything that make you discard. I don't know what the card is in the opponent's hand. That's a little scary. Not going to lie. Because we are only at 6, and the Alcide does give them protection from something. So whatever they make the biggest, we will have to block with 2 things just to save ourselves. However, we'll say this. If we do get a 1-mana cycler that we can sit on, we can actually save back 3 different color creatures and negate the benefits of the Alcide of Lifespan. So there's that. Alright, now the opponent's keeping cards in hand. What does that mean? Ooh, we can get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man. Oh! So bad I don't want to play this. Can we hold out for another turn, though, is the real question. Because then we just start getting cards in addition to getting all the cycling effects. But no, this is every time we would draw a card. So these actually are a non-bow, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. We don't want that. I may have to just take that out. That's unfortunate. But that card is obviously slow in this build, so it's not going to do what we want it to do. Yep, we're going to take Aston, turn that into a 5/4. Get some more little dudes. I am going to cycle this. Just start putting pressure on the opponent. Most excellent deck. Most excellent. Let's do it. I mean, we've got enough fairies now. We're good. And exile target creature in chat. What? Then return it to the battlefield. Okay, sure. Seems fine. Weird removal to play. But, alright. I'm game. And we'll put that counter on our new little dinosaur buddy. Sure. It can just be a dinosaur for the 3rd time this turn. Alright. Now I feel a little safer. Now I think we're doing it now. Yep. Yeah, it just took us a little while. Once we stabilized at like 6 and we started climbing the other way, I think that was the difference. Alright. Well, apparently we found a purple rabbit. Alright, so the opponent's going to go first. We don't have a 1-drop here. Though we do have all the colors. And we have a couple of 2-drops. I guess we'll keep it. This is a Lurrus deck. So unfortunately, we're probably going to be looking for one of our 3... Scorching Dragonfires. I think we're also going to play Valiant Rescuer here. Now, mostly because we can make extra creatures, and then we're going to play this so we have another life gain thing. So we can kind of fight this fight a little bit as things go. Sure, those are all things. Yes, I agree with all those. important. These are a human and a non-human. So we're setting ourselves up pretty good here. Alright, cat, sure. Yep, we have a death touch creature. We're probably going to ignore that for a long, long time. Okay, so opponent's getting real close to wanting to play Luris so they can start attacking with these serrated scorpions. So we know that's a thing. Question is, how do we shape this so we can take advantage of the situation? I think just take two. I mean, it's a little dangerous because the opponent can find a lot of ways to do some damage here. So I think we want to at least start giving ourselves a shot to do something moving forward. And right now, having a 3-power lifelinker is pretty good. Because though we'd lose 2 from the ability, we're actually going to gain 3, so it's all kind of fine. Alright, so the opponent chose to do nothing there, so let's go ahead. They're down to just a Luris in hand, we know that. Let's go ahead and cycle this. Okay, that's not bad either. As long as they don't get a sacrifice thing, well, it has to be 2 or less, so I think we're safe for the most. Man, that is dangerous. Going to 7. Can we survive if we go to 7? We can chump block. I guess the question is, how badly do I believe we need? Yeah, we got it. We got it. Because worst case scenario, we can still get lifelink off the Splendor Mare. That just may have to be the way things are. Opponent opted not to attack again, and they're still not casting Lures. So they must know that we want to get rid of that card as well. This is creating a weird situation. Don't know how I feel about this. We get 2 Drana spinners. Or stingers. You know what? I'm just going to cycle this. Alright, that does help a little bit. I'm going to play this in case we want it later. I mean, the opponent could also just be waiting to find an oven as well. Which, that would be a problem. We probably should be leaving 2 mana open in case they do get an oven. Then we can target as we need to. This is gonna likely go nowhere at this point, so I would like to get one of the gain life. Oh, that would be great. Alright, so we're at 7. We can draw a card during the opponent's end step if we need to. I guess technically we could still kill a cat with that on the stack if we want. Alright, now we do need some life gain. Real quick life opponent. Or death. That's not good. That's the opposite of good. The only thing holding him back really is the Splendor Mare. I can gain enough to save our butts. Alright. I think our plan here then is we're going to draw a card. Oh, the opponent's just coming with everything. As they should. Let's start with... We can exile those two. So we don't want to have to worry about that being a thing in our world. Then we will block here. Here. Actually, block here. We'll get rid of a token. I have no problem trading these two. I want to block. We'll play Lewis and get back in cat. Alright, I'm okay with that exchange. I'm gonna save this one and give this a bonus so we gain some life out of it. Alright, now we need some cycling cards, guys. We did everything we could do here. I really wanted to hold those for Luris, but which maybe I probably should have. Let them go ahead and have one of the cycler or the Scorpions and whatever. Alright, turn you on. Yeah, I guess we attack with the Reflection. My opponent's pretty low here, actually. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 2 in the air. They can block 1. I mean, they'd have to trade 3 for 1 to get the Splendor Mare. They're all tokens. Well, it's not 2. One of those would come back. Alright. Attack. Attack. That gets us some life. Because bare minimum, that's a 3 for 1 there. Attack, attack. I don't know, I feel like I'm taking too big of a risk here. But we do have the Dranus Stinger, so maybe it's something. Alright, cool. So we do get rid of Luris. Opponent may have enough. Alright, you don't hate that exchange actually. That's pretty nice. And we're gonna get a shot at least 2 cards now if we want them. So this was a pretty, if we can win this is a pretty big win, I think, for this deck. So to survive any of these type of sacrifice decks, we got real. Oh, that's what they had. That's rough. Alright, well, then I guess we're gonna have to try to get it done with just the flyers in the air. I mean, we have enough life, but we're okay for the time being. Alright, nice bait. And we go to attack. Unfortunately, we have drawn a little dead. So we definitely need some type of cycler of almost any kind. Would be great. Take anything at this point. Alright, Ghost Knight's gonna get some damage in. Sure. Scorpion I don't mind at this point because I don't have a way to sacrifice it, so we could just like chump it, and that's okay. I mean, opponent doesn't want to put Lurrus in harm's way here, obviously. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. Alright, well now it's just a race to force them to attack with Lurrus, I guess, at this point. Attack, attack, attack. Alright, what do you have left in the yard? Get back cat, unwitnessed. That does get you a couple points of life. So we're going to play this instead of drawing a card. I mean, we've gone through a lot of stuff already, including a land or two. So hopefully we draw something. And then if we do, that really kind of puts the hurt on the opponent a bit. Forces their hand. Being at 8, I'm not that worried about. Yeah, sure. That is a card. Not a card that does anything we want, but it's a card. Let me discard that. Alright, we're gonna end the turn. I mean, at some point, you're gonna have to get in with Lurrus, or hope that you can get a Scorpion dead. Alright, we're at 7. Is that gonna be it? Did I attack with one too many things? That's all they're doing, then we might be okay. Because if you get a cat back, that's 3 damage. So the block here, so that doesn't come back. We could take the cat. So that just results in 1 damage. We go to 5. Opponent's at 4. I guess we want to block this one. Actually, we don't even have to do that. If we're gonna do that, we can block the Tyrannus thing. That's probably safe. So we'd currently be taking 1. I think that looks good. Yep, we're gonna block like that. Don't even want to use this card, I don't think. Basically, just don't give the opponent an opportunity to let the creatures come back into play and kill us. Yep. And we have flyers to win. Ooh. 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 That was awesome. Yeah, the secret to that last game really was just knowing that as long as we were producing 1/1s, we would never have to put anything at risk, and that was kind of the biggest thing there. It's kind of unfortunate that our opponent gets to go first, because this would have been an amazing hand to start with. Alright, so I think we're going to go ahead and start here and get this little box into play. Hopefully it lives. Oh no, looks like a shock's coming at our poor little fox. Oh no, alright, it lived. I am surprised. Oh boy, alright. Didn't really want to do this, but maybe we have to. good news is we can start setting up to where maybe we can get the Fox big enough alongside an improbable alliance. But we probably aren't going to cycle this Drannith healer because, well, life gain against a red deck. That's a non-damage Lanzo deck. That would definitely be appreciated. Alright, well, I guess if you're not going to give it to me. Life. I think we're gonna go ahead and do this so we can just start on the life gain train if we can. Guess we'll attack. Let's see what the opponent does. I mean, they're probably not interested in blocking, I wouldn't imagine. But who knows? Sometimes people block. We're going to do this at some point anyway. It doesn't really matter what our opponent's side is. This at least just gives us a little more damage. So next turn, we at least get, assuming our creatures live, we will get to play. Oh, that's nice too. Might be on a different plan. I was just thinking we were going to play Improbable Alliance and then cycle the Drannith Stinger, get a creature, get a life, pump the Fox. However, now that we have Splendor Mare, we may just play Splendor Mare, pump the Stinger, or get life from the Stinger, pump the Fox. Sure, seems like a reasonable situation. Oh, do we have another one? That's gonna hurt. Yeah, we drew all the pain lands too against the red deck. That's not good. It's not where we want to be. Oh, these are red cat melee on it. That's interesting. Okay. Good to know. Oh, I would have loved a non-pain land. Alright, we're gonna play this. And then I'm just gonna have to take a chance and put this Triome in tapped, and then see if we can maybe get something off next turn. The opponent's hand's pretty thin, so there's no telling what they have, but they're gonna have all the mana they want after playing that giant on us and getting those counters on the team. I mean, coincidentally, we have some life gainers in here, so it's buying us some time, but I don't think this is really where we want to be, unfortunately. And we're likely going to be taking 4, which would put us down to 8. Though, I don't know, but it looks like they're main decking red cat melees. Maybe they want to hit the Splendor Mare too. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame the opponent. I mean, now, if they don't have anything else they can play, well, they can take the counters off the Steamkin, though. So that's reasonable. That's actually not a bad play for them. Though I think we're kind of in a situation where we need to draw an additional cycler here, or this is not going to go well. Being at 4 is not good. We're a little stuck on mana now. Oh, not so much. Man, 10's for speed. That's going to be hard to kill. Yep. I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble. I think that's what this means. Yeah, actually, we're just... I'm willing to give that one up. Unfortunately, we had to take damage from almost every land there. Alright. Alright, we'll keep it. We're just going to see if we can get some double stinger action and see if that gets it done. But this looks like it's going to be wilderness reclamation or something. No, not at all. Something completely different. Let's attack. I was seeing if maybe we can get someone using a brazen bar or something here. Doesn't appear to be the case. So we will just try to cast another one of these. Opponent make us pick up one. Spectral Sailor. Interesting. Okay. This is very popular. I've been seeing a lot of people trying to get by on just cheap flyers and spell count. That's definitely a thing right now. Interesting. Can cycle that for one, but I don't think that's what we want to do. Alright, opponent's choosing just to let that go. I think we attempt to play this. And if they essence capture or something, we can just try to shoot the Spectral Sailor. Alright, so I feel a little safer. And give yourself a little bit of breathing. Alright, we shall try. I expect this to get countered, by the way. I'm going to be thoroughly surprised if it doesn't. Well, now. Okay. Must be about to get picked up. Something I can imagine happening. Yeah, exactly. Well, we already have one cycling card in hand, so I guess we attack. If they want to play a dude and trade for one, I guess we're okay with that. Nope, they're just cycling. Well, I don't feel too bad about this. We got at least 2 free damage, right? And we could try this. They potentially counter. Then we cycle. Or we can just cycle, attack. So we just attack. See what the opponent does. I mean, because they're going to have something other than Brazen Bar. Like the one thing it's been good for. Alright, cool, we got there. Okay, so final thoughts on this deck. How do I feel about it? I think one, the unpredictable Cyclone needs to go. The Sharknado needs to go. Neither of those were very good. Didn't really see much of the Glinthorn. It was fine when we got it, so I still need to kind of experiment with that. Really liked Improbable Alliance. I liked the fight as one. That was really good as well. The problem with the deck, I think, is we need to see if there's a way we could fit in like another. Probably feel good with like another 2 maybe spot removal cards would be real nice. I mean, may have to play something like Swallow Whole or something. That might be our only real outs there, unfortunately. I'll have to look at some answers. And without a sideboard, if you're going to play best of one, you probably need to bring in some type of like 2 neutralize maybe, since it still cycles, but you can use it as a spell counter. We do take a lot of damage from our lands, but we have a reasonable amount of life gain, so most of the time it's not that bad, except for in the mono red matchup, especially game 1. But overall, yeah, the deck's pretty cool. It takes some getting used to. You do have to sequence your lands because of your colors. But yeah, I would look at maybe neutralize main, getting rid of those other 2 enchantments that aren't really doing much, and possibly some other spot removal. I think that's what the deck needs to do. But yeah, this was pretty cool. It was better than I thought it was going to be. It does struggle at times, and it takes a lot of forethought on what you can and can't draw. But overall, very cool deck. Plays differently than anything else I think we've had on the channel so far this season, which I think is a good thing. But with that, I will just say remember to like this video, remember to smash the subscribe button, and ding the bell just to make sure you get notifications whenever I have cool decks like this up. But otherwise, that's it. We'll talk to you next time.